كانت لحظات حرجة، لكنهم مؤمنون بخالقهم.
الساعة كانت 1 فجرا. توقف قلبه وبحاجة إلى إنعاش سريع.
And I was called to save her life.
Doctor, I would like to go back to see my family.
They started with compressions and all the team started giving medications and other treatment.
مما يساهم في إنقاذ حياة المرضى كل يوم.
كان يوم دوام عادي بقسم الإسعاف لحد ما وصل تليفون من غرفة عمليات إسعاف دبي. ببلغونا فيه عن حالة مريض توقف قلبه وبحاجة إلى إنعاش سريع. وخلال 5 دقائق كان المريض موجود بغرفة الإنعاش، وكل العلامات الحيوية بتدل على أن المريض كان قد فارق الحياة. وأعطينا التعليمات لكامل الفريق للبدء بكل الوسائل الممكنة لاسترجاع مريضنا. وفعلا خلال عمليات الإنعاش 5 دقائق اللي قمنا فيها كان من أروع اللحظات لما شفنا المونيتور عم يعطي علامة إنه القلب بدأ يسترجع النبض. بهاي اللحظة بالذات تذكرت الآية القرآنية اللي بتقول ومن أحياها فكأنما أحيا الناس جميعا. وهي هي الفلسفة اللي نحن بننطلق منها بمستشفى السعودي الألماني. بأي حالة بتواجهنا مهما كانت صعوبتها، كانت فرحة الأهل عظيمة جدا لما قلنا لهم إنه مريضهم رجع للحياة بعد ما كان حالته فعلا صعبة، من أصعب الحالات اللي ممكن تواجهنا.
The story is of chronic chest pain. I received a patient who was about 58 years old, male, South African, working in Dubai. Came with his driver to the emergency department. He told me that his pain had been escalating for the past 1 week. We did the initial ECG and the blood test, and nothing was found alarming on that. Having said that, he told me, "Doctor, I would like to go back to see my family, and I have to go and meet them. I haven't met them in 6 months." I reassured him that everything will be fine. Let us do all the checkup and you'll be fine to go home. I went out and got busy with another patient in the emergency department. As soon as I went out, his driver came back out shouting, "My boss is dying, my boss is dying." I rushed to the room. When I went there, I found him unconscious. Everything had changed around me immediately. I thought I was going to lose him. And I also thought about the philosophy of our hospital, which is to give life and to care for life and to save life. At that moment, I remembered his words as well about his family and homeland. And believe me, it is not easy to see a guy losing his life. We started his treatment and resuscitation with a very, very hopeful view that I'm going to save this guy. I gave him 1 electric shock. He did not respond. I was becoming hopeless. We kept on trying our best, applying all my methods and knowledge. Again, we gave him a 2nd shock. And after that, miraculously, I heard a beep on the monitor where his heart had come back to a normal rhythm. We kept on giving him the treatment, thinking that all of this that I'm doing right now is eventually going to help his recovery. After 2 or 3 days of stay in the hospital, he was discharged, and A day before he was leaving to his country, he came to visit me in the emergency department. He said to me, "Doctor, you're the reason I'm alive today, and you're the reason why I'll be going to see my family." That was really and truly heart-touching for me.
I want to discuss this one of our very sick patients who arrived to our emergency room with a history of chest pain of about 40-minute duration, and she was diagnosed to have an anterior wall myocardial infarction. Initial team after the triage started giving emergency drugs, and in front of our eyes this patient collapsed and she had a cardiac arrest. The CPR team came into action. They started with compressions, and all the team started giving medications and other treatment. It took us nearly 15 to 20 minutes with monitors showing no response, and she was going downhill persistently. We saw the relatives outside in the hall. The look on their faces was dismal. The relatives were scared about, because she was 50-year-old and she was very healthy prior to this episode. She was not suffering from any disease, was not on any chronic medications. And then after about half an hour, after having revived a few parameters, after putting her on ventilator machine, we took her straight to the cath lab. There we found one of her main arteries to the heart completely blocked. With the help of wires and balloons, we opened those blocks, and then the ventilator support was continued, and she was shifted in the ICU. She required ventilator support for the next 3 to 4 days, and then she was shifted out to the ward, and later she walked out from her room back to regular follow-ups 3 months and 6 months later. This lady showed very good improvement in the pumping function of her heart, and she completely recovered from the damage that was done due to the cardiac arrest. So all the doctors and the whole team saved this patient, as our motto of the institution, that if one life saved, as if we have saved a mankind.
الساعة كانت 1 فجرا، وكنت في العناية المركزة، وتم استدعائنا بشكل عاجل لقسم الطوارئ. وهناك رأيت امرأة في 30 من عمرها معها أبنائها صراخا وبكاء، وزوجها يصرخ انقذوها. فقمنا بإنعاشها ونقلناها بشكل مفاجئ ومباشر إلى العناية، ومن هناك تم إدخالها على الجهاز التنفس الصناعي، ونقلناها إلى العمليات، وتم تشخيصها بانسداد في الشرايين، وقمنا بفتح هذه الشرايين وتدفق الدم ونبض القلب. فكانت الابتسامة من هذه الأم والفرحة في عيون أبنائها. هذه هي مبادئ المستشفى السعودي الألماني، هذه هي رؤية المؤسس، ومن أحياها فكأنما أحيا الناس جميعا.
This date I cannot ever forget. I was awakened by a call at 4 a.m. in the morning. I was called to the hospital that one patient is about to die, and I was called to save her life. As the saying of Saudi German hospital goes, if you save a life, as if you have saved the whole mankind. I was called at 4 a.m. I reached the hospital at 4:30 a.m. I saw that one patient was bleeding very heavily. This patient was delivered by one of our CBD doctors who is working in Dubai for last 30 years. This patient had already lost about 4 liters of blood. I made everybody running in the hospital to arrange blood for her, and I took the decision to put an alternate sequential suture tightening technique, which is a compressive suture which I have presented in many international conferences. We put the sutures, and after that the patient was rescued. The patient was given lot of blood, like 28 units of blood, but she escaped any complication. She was kept in the ICU for 3 days, and after 6 days she was discharged from the hospital without any residual complication.
رسالتنا واضحة في المستشفى السعودي الألماني، وهي متابعة وتطبيق أحدث التكنولوجيا في مجال الأشعة للحصول على تصوير دقيق للمرض يساهم في اختيار العلاج الأمثل. وهذا تبرز أهميته في الحالات الحرجة مثل إصابات الحوادث، نزيف المخ، جلطات المخ والساقين، كذلك أوجاع البطن الحادة، مما يساهم في إنقاذ حياة المرضى كل يوم.
ومن أحياها فكأنما أحيا الناس جميعا. صدق الله العظيم. إنهم فرسان الحياة إذا تربص الموت.